maintaining your SEO signal through the search engine noise. I'm Tonya Hall, and joining me is Rob Ousbey, Vice President of Product at Moz. Welcome, Rob.
Hi, Tonya. Thanks for having me.
Of course. What does Moz do?
Great question. Moz is an SEO toolset for digital marketers who are either doing SEO full-time professionally or need to grow the search engine visibility of their business. We have this world-class data set that helps people figure out what the next things they should do for their SEO are, whether it's technical or content-focused or link building, and then prioritize those and get things done, hopefully so that their search engine traffic can trend up and to the right.
The lockdowns related to COVID have disrupted, if not killed off, millions of small businesses. For those small businesses that are still fighting for their lives, if you will, how important is a web presence that reflects their current operating model?
I think it's absolutely crucial, especially while everyone's stuck at home. We're mostly behind our phones and our laptops, and we can't get down to Main Street right now. Being visible on the internet through your own site and through Google is absolutely crucial. So this is more than ever a great way for small and local businesses to engage with customers.
What are the post-COVID realities related to internet search?
It's a good question. I think we're all hoping that we'll be back to normal at some point, and there'll be a return to how things were. I think we will see, in particular, at Google's end, like through Google Local and Google Maps, they now have an understanding of all the new types of things that people were looking for. So for instance, you can see as soon as you put in restaurant or cafe into Google Maps, you start seeing them tagged up as, oh, we do curbside delivery, or we have local pickup available. And I think we'll see some of those persist in Google afterwards as well.
How do brands engage prospects on a search page, even if the prospects don't click on the website?
It's a good question. So Google's been experimenting with a ton of stuff over the years. So there's been things around anywhere from, for instance, the local posts in Google Local, where brands can share information and let people engage with sort of blog style content without ever having to leave the search results. Of course, people can look at the answer boxes or some of the questions that are answered directly through knowledge boxes in search. But also, Google's now pushing to do things like let you actually complete transactions through the website, through the the Google search result page. Last week, I ordered a bunch of food from a local delivery place straight through the SERP. I never had to leave Google.com to do all that. You can book salon appointments. You can find tradesmen to come to your house and do work literally through Google. And I think they're only going to ramp up some of those interactions and make that easier for people to do in the future.
What role does the backend search data play, and what are some of the more creative ways you've seen it used?
I mean, our search data is used by people trying to figure out how am I doing against my competitors, what are the next things that I should do. I think they become really interesting things when you start to assess, is there a sort of content gap? Is there something that people are searching for that isn't well served in my industry at the moment? So is there some content that I could create? Could I build the best page on the internet about a topic that people have recently become passionate about? And I think it's always wonderful when we see marketers be creative about putting out content that's going to really resonate with an audience. Similarly with things like looking for opportunities for whether it's earning links through PR or places they can get more coverage. It's great when you might be able to look at competitors or people in a different space and get inspired to say, oh, I can draw some insights from that data and figure out stuff that I could do for my business as well.
How much AI is involved in a simple Google search?
A lot more than there used to be. About 4 or 5 years ago, Google made a decision to essentially reinvent themselves as a machine learning company, is how it was described by one journalist. And I think that's absolutely true. They historically had access to a huge amount of data, which wasn't all used in producing search results. But now Google's in a position to take all the data they have from not just crawling the web, but understanding how users move through the web and understand it. They have access to the world's most popular browser, the world's most popular mobile operating system, and we don't know which of these data points they use. But with ML and AI, they've been able to make sure that the the search results they present are things that people will actually want. So it's not just about which of the pages that are most linked to anymore, or the pages that are best optimized, but Google can tell, when I give you these 10 results, are they the things that you're going to be satisfied with? Is it going to be a good user experience and a good internet experience for you? And if it's not, then that reflects poorly on Google. But then they remove those pages from the results, and it's because of their investment in ML and AI that they're able to make the search results sort of better and better every month and every year.
Are business specific or custom apps ever a better choice than relying on search?
I think when you get down to the transactional level, absolutely that can be the case. So you take examples of hugely popular apps like Skyscanner in the travel space, or something like the Reddit or Twitter apps in the social space, or something like Amazon is an obvious one in e-com and retail, right? When you have brand loyalty to Skyscanner or Amazon or someone else, and you can dive in there and they've got all your credit card details already set up, they know your likes and your dislikes and your preferences, the ability for a user to go straight to a source they trust to do this stuff can be sort of skipping a whole bunch of steps rather than just trying to rely on Google search to draw the comparisons for them.
What should small businesses do right now to help their marketing signal break through the noise of local search?
Uh, I think, in particular, right now, there's some very COVID specific advice I'd give to local businesses. I think it begins with your website and making sure that you have your latest COVID information like right there on the front page. What are your sanitation practices? Do you offer special things like curbside delivery or pickup? And what are your business hours right now? So updating your website to make sure that people aren't hitting your site and then bouncing because they couldn't find what's going on at the moment. But then in particular, going to Google My Business and updating all your information there, particularly with the new features they have that let you tag all of these things. Maybe put up some COVID relevant posts to share how you're approaching or thinking about the current situation. And then also staying really engaged with people just outside of search as well. If you have email lists or your social media following, keep in touch with your customers. Now might not be a time when they're going to drop into a store necessarily, but it means you can continue building that relationship. And then whether they're ordering online now or whether they're going to be ready to come back and see you when stores are more open again, it's plenty of opportunity to keep the relationship open.
Rob Ousbey, Vice President of Product at Moz. Some great advice for small businesses, Rob. If somebody wants to find out more about the kind of work that you do, or has some more wants some more advice from you, what's the best way they can connect?
It's great. If you want to see the kind of information and more advice that Moz is putting out around local businesses or big businesses, or any of the stuff around our new page authority metrics and the things we're doing at the moment, innovative wise, on moz.com, you can find our blog. And so we've got tons of information there. If you want to follow me or Moz on social, we are at Moz and at Rob Ousbey. And we always love to say hello and chat to you.
Thanks again. And find more of my interviews right here or at tonyahall.net. Thanks for watching.